Exactly how quiet are your waters these days? Hey friends, it's Pastor Mike from Fellowship Church. Always love to connect with you midweek. Hope you're doing well. Hope you know that we love you and we're praying for you. That question for you again, how quiet are your waters these days? I have an interesting thought. If you've been following along with us on Sunday mornings, you know that we've been spending the past couple of months working through a series on some of the names for God from the Old Testament. The Old Testament is filled with different names for God, and we've covered 8 of them over the course of the last number of weeks, just trying to learn a little bit more about God and how He relates to people. This past Sunday, we talked about what it means that God is a shepherd. Not a word that means a lot to us because we don't have a lot of shepherds in our world, but certainly in the Bible days, they understood what a shepherd was. And we covered Psalm 23, which begins with these words, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want," or said another way, I don't want another one. "He makes me lie down in green pastures, He leads me beside quiet waters, and He restores my soul." Now, I love those 3 images, and on Sunday we talked about what it means to lie down in green pastures. Today I want to focus on that second one with you for a minute. What does it mean that God says, I'm going to lead you beside quiet waters? What's a quiet water, and why would it have made any difference to them? Well, in Israel, they would have rains from time to time, and because the ground is so rocky, and because the ground is so mountainous, there are mountains and then some ravines and valleys and so on, they would have a really significant problem with runoff. And if you were a shepherd and you were grazing sheep, and you were anywhere near a ravine or a place of high runoff, if it rained somewhere up in the mountains miles away, you could get flash floods in those ravines. And because sheep are not exactly quick-witted or fast of foot, and because wool is really heavy when it's wet, if the shepherd is grazing the sheep too close to a ravine, or if the sheep are actually trying to take a drink from the water in the ravine, they could drown very easily, and every year it continues to happen there. So shepherds know that if you want to keep your sheep safe, and if you want them to be healthy, you've got to find quiet waters. The fast rushing waters are easy at first because there's a lot of water, a lot of volume, sheep can drink quickly, but you're going to sustain some losses if you try to graze the sheep in the fast running waters. So the shepherds who were really proficient at shepherding, they knew where to find quiet waters around the area in which they were tending the sheep. And they could take the sheep to those places. The sheep could drink. There was no danger. The sheep weren't having to fight for their water, and they could graze well near quiet waters. That raises a question in my mind, friends. You and I tend to be grazers at times. We certainly need nourishment and sustenance in this world. So my question is, where are you getting your water from? And by water, I don't mean drinking water. I simply mean, where are you getting your sustenance from? What are you allowing into your life? The kinds of things that you take inside of yourself. Where are you getting all that from? Because see, we live in a world that is incredibly noisy and fast-paced at times, and life just seems to come rushing at us quite rapidly. And God says, I want to draw you away from that from time to time and give you a drink of quiet water, because the quiet water will sustain you and restore you in a way that all of that noisy water just never will do. So friends, my question for you is, how quiet are your waters these days? And are you taking time away from all of the busyness of life to maybe graze a little, if you don't mind my using that word, and drinking deeply of God's quiet waters? God loves to draw you aside, give you some nourishment, and get you away from all that busyness of life. I hope that's true for you, friends. Hope you have a wonderful week. Know that we love you and we're praying for you. I will be out of the office next week, so there won't be a midweek message, but I sure look to connecting back with you in the first week of March there. Take care. God bless. Hope you have quiet waters. Take care. Bye-bye.